playMaurices Memories Malaysian Grand Prix 231. Maurice Hamilton recalls a special day for Fernando Alonso back in 2003. 2,311,147 am. After the carnage in Singapore, Formula One heads to neighboring Malaysia for the final Grand Prix to be held in the country for the foreseeable future. Sepang first appeared on the Formula One calendar in 1999, but the track waves goodbye to the sport with its swan song race this weekend. Here, ESPN looks at all the stats you need to know ahead of the Malaysian Grand Prix. A somber anniversary for Ferrari. Ferrari are set to start their 600th consecutive Grand Prix. Mark Thompson Getty Images. This weekend is set to be Ferrari's 600th consecutive Grand Prix start. The last time that no Ferrari failed to participate in a race was the 1982 Swiss Grand Prix. While the team have raced in all bar 3 Formula One Grands Prix in the sport's 57-year history. The 1982 season was a tragic one for Ferrari. They won the Constructors' Championship, but that was overshadowed by the tragic death of Gilles Villeneuve and a career-ending injury to Didier Pironi. Pironi crashed into the back of Alain Prost's Renault at the German Grand Prix. The Frenchman survived the impact, but having smashed up both of his legs, he never raced in Formula One again. Ferrari only ran one car in the next 2 Grands Prix, in Austria and Switzerland. At the Swiss Grand Prix, Patrick Tambay could not race after suffering a pinched nerve in his back, meaning no Ferrari took to the grid. The team have lined up for every race since, including the controversial US Grand Prix of 2005, where only 6 of the 20 cars started the race. Redemption for Sepang master Vettel. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel is under pressure this weekend after his DNF in Singapore. Octane Action Plus via Getty Images. Sebastian Vettel is the most successful driver at the Malaysian Grand Prix, having won 4 times at Sepang. But after a disastrous Singapore Grand Prix, Vettel is playing catch-up. That DNF at Marina Bay was Vettel's first for 19 races and left him 28 points behind Lewis Hamilton in the title race. The last time he failed to finish a race before the events of Singapore last season's Malaysian Grand Prix. At turn 1 last season, Vettel collided with Nico Rosberg, sending the eventual world champion spinning, leaving the Mercedes driver at the back of the pack. Rosberg recovered to finish third, but Vettel was not so lucky. A damaged suspension saw him out of the race, earning a 3-place grid penalty for causing a collision for the next Grand Prix in Japan for his troubles. Following the havoc in Singapore, Lewis Hamilton and Esteban Ocon are the only 2 drivers who have finished every Grand Prix this season. Ocon yet to DNF in his 23 career starts. Deluging Comington Buttons Braun and Timo Glock's Toyota plow through the rain at the 2009 Malaysian Grand Prix. The race was eventually red flagged and abandoned because of the deluge. Clive Mason Getty Images. The Malaysian Grand Prix rarely escapes rain. Who can forget the 2009 Grand Prix, which was abandoned after 33 laps because of the downpour? The 2012 Grand Prix was also heavily affected by rain, with the race being suspended after 9 laps. That race eventually resumed with Fernando Alonso topping the podium. This year's Grand Prix looks set to be another plagued by rain. The forecast is not looking good. Rain is a possibility in every session over the course of the weekend, especially during Sunday's race, when 19 millimeters of rain is forecast to fall throughout the day. Can Lewis Hamilton pull away from Vettel? Lewis Hamilton celebrates victory in Singapore. Clive Mason Getty Images. In paper, Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes should never have won the Singapore Grand Prix. Everyone expected Ferrari to comfortably take the victory, but the madness on turn 1 meant Hamilton's Christmases had all come at once. Sepang is a circuit that should be right up Hamilton's and Mercedes Street. The Brit has taken pole in the last 3 consecutive Malaysian Grand Prix, and the low downforce nature of the circuit, coupled with Hamilton's composed style in the wet, will mean he will go into this race as the favorite. However, Hamilton, much like Vettel, will not want a repeat of last season in Malaysia. He was forced to retire after an engine failure while leading after 40 laps. Stats checklist: lap record 132.582 Fernando Alonso, 2005. Q1 race record lap 134.223 Juan Pablo Montoya, 2004 laps 56 circuit length 5.543 km corners 15.5 left, 10 right top speed 315.9 km race distance 310.408 km most victory Sebastian Vettel 4 normal overtakes in 2016 10 DRS overtakes in 2016 23 fuel consumption medium drift zones 2 first detection on turn 14, activation down the back straight. Second detection on turn 15, activation down the pit straight.